Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Grimesland that hundreds of homes are without power, and it has even led to the early dismissal of some schools. A traffic crash this morning on Highway 33 in Grimesland damaged a utility pole, causing some 350 customers to lose power. Grimesland says Town Hall is shut down due to the outage, while Pitt County schools dismissed students at G.R. Whitfield School at around 11:30 a.m. The school system says normal operations will resume tomorrow. Duke Power says a truck hit the power pole this morning, and power is expected to be restored later this afternoon. We also want to highlight the ongoing war in Gaza and, more importantly, the efforts towards peace in Gaza. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with the heads of an Islamic Arab conglomerate that is now meeting in Qatar to help further peace talks. NBC's Keir Simmons has more.
This morning, the Secretary of State and Prime Minister of Israel holding a news conference.
Israel's decision to act against the Hamas terrorist leadership in Qatar was a wholly independent decision by Israel. We assume full responsibility for it.
We are focused on what happens now.
But the fury felt by Israel's neighbors unabated this morning. Meeting in Qatar after the Israeli strike on a residential compound here housing Hamas negotiators. President Trump warning Israel overnight.
They have to do something about Hamas. But Qatar has been a great ally. So Israel and everybody else, we have to be careful. When we attack people, we have to be careful.
Qatar calling it state terrorism. Israel saying it targeted senior leaders responsible for the October 7th attacks. Hamas says Israel only killed lower-level officials. President Trump welcomed here just months ago, Qatar donating a plane to replace Air Force One. But President Trump's hope for an end to the war has been set back. Overnight, Israel launching more strikes on Gaza City, killing at least 55 on Sunday, according to the health ministry in Hamas-ruled Gaza. Home to hundreds of thousands of civilians, some fleeing, others holding out ahead of a planned Israeli offensive. 16-year-old Nadine Abdel-Latif in Gaza, pleading for an end.
Why is this war like this? Why are they doing this to us? We're human beings.
And again, that was Keir Simmons reporting. We now turn our attention to your weather forecast, looking at mostly cloudy skies across more eastern sections of eastern North Carolina today, while those of you watching a little bit closer to I-95 have probably enjoyed a little bit of sunshine at times. Now, it's going to be kind of a mixed bag. The further west you go today, the better your opportunity is for catching some rays of sun. Now, the further east you go in the opposite direction, the better your odds are of running into cloud cover along with rain showers. And that's really the big focus over the next 2 days is the amount of rain we're expected to see. Estimates go from anywhere between around 1 to 3 inches, with those higher values closer to the coast, particularly closer to the Sounds. Right now, this is a view of that area of low pressure. You can see it swirling off of our coast. A lot of the cloud cover along the northern and northwestern side of that system. That's where, again, a lot of the rain showers are currently. And that's where, if we zoom the picture in a little bit further, we can tell that, of course, that's where we've got a lot of cloud cover present right now across eastern North Carolina. Here's a look at the current rain coming down over the past hour. Heaviest rain right now along the Outer Banks, but even further inland, we are again seeing some light spotty showers. Not a whole lot there, but certainly some that again will have you turning on those windshield wipers. The winds, those are present throughout eastern North Carolina. Right now in New Bern, 73 degrees, but it comes with a northerly breeze at 10 miles an hour. Cloudy skies also accompany those winds, but we are again seeing a little bit of sunshine. You can see just how light those canvases are, those shade canvases there. Right now in Goldsboro, quite a bit different, looking at mostly sunny skies. And again, this just highlights the difference we have based on location here in eastern North Carolina today. For those of you watching along the coast, plan on gray skies and some off and on rain showers. Those rain showers will get heavier and heavier as we head later into the overnight hours and even into tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow we're going to be seeing the heaviest rain around the Albemarle Sound. So for those of you watching around Windsor, Williamston, Plymouth, Columbia, Edenton, Elizabeth City, those areas, understand that you guys are likely going to be looking at a very soggy start to the day tomorrow, as that's where the heaviest rain is expected to come in early on tomorrow morning. Now, it's also those areas that will also be seeing an increase of wind speed. Right now, we've got 10 to 20 mile an hour winds closer to the Outer Banks, but we even have higher numbers than that in Elizabeth City. Right now, Elizabeth City, 29 mile an hour sustained wind. That is not a gust. That is your sustained winds right now in Elizabeth City, north side of the Albemarle Sound. And well, those winds are going to be off and on through the rest of the day. Not really seeing a whole lot of let up until we get into Wednesday. Now, here's the picture by the time we get to around 11 o'clock tonight. Still, again, seeing some heavy showers around the east and some better coverage later on tonight. As we head into tomorrow, there's tomorrow at around 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon, still looking wet and soggy outside. So just get ready for quite the stretch of wet weather here as we kick off the work week. So long as that low pressure system is nearby, we are going to keep that chance of rain in the forecast. Now, the solution to those rain showers, or for those of you just itching to get back to the sunshine, it won't happen until we get that area of high pressure back towards Texas and Oklahoma, a little bit closer to eastern North Carolina. Here you can see that area of low pressure slowly inching its way further northward as we head into tomorrow morning. That will again encourage some of that rain to eventually pull its way out of the east. But even by Wednesday morning, that low is still going to be close enough to eastern North Carolina to result in a few rain showers, particularly Wednesday morning. Now, the later we get through Wednesday, the better the odds are of again seeing not only a few rays of sunshine, but also again just obviously drier conditions. We'll see maybe a 20% chance of rain coming in on Thursday. That's going to be for areas along and north of Highway 64. And after that, things are looking dry for your Friday. And then by Saturday, a slim chance of rain comes in Saturday evening to Sunday morning. Not a whole lot there. Again, a weak frontal boundary is going to be rolling its way through, leading to a slight dip in air temperatures from Saturday to Sunday. 85 goes to 80, but overall we're not anticipating any sort of severe weather to come with that frontal boundary. And right now, overnight lows are actually going to be staying fairly consistent, which indicate it's not going to be the strongest of fronts. But again, coming up for your really tonight and into tomorrow, first alert weather day status for that potential for heavy rain. I would say high rainfall totals, 1 to 3 inches of rain over a 48-hour stretch is significant. Usually we average, whenever we get these rainfall events into eastern North Carolina, about a half an inch of rain. So anything above that can, of course, lead to some flooding concerns, especially if we have multiple days of rain stacked up one after another. And well, we've got 2 back-to-back today and tomorrow. So as we head through tonight into tomorrow morning, there could essentially be some isolated ponding on the roads, some isolated flooding for those of you watching again on the eastern side of Highway 17, or for those of you just doing any traveling along the eastern side of Highway 17. Just understand, again, you may run into some water on the roads. Well, that's all we have time for today's 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Supreme Choice.